47 is going on here?" Stanley asked, staring at the neon bird. Jack, in a high-pitched voice, chirped, "I am the spirit of the hallway. Do not mind me, landlord. I am just migrating." He turned around and began to waddle frantically toward the stairs. Stanley watched him go, shaking his head. Helen was right. The smog in this city is making everyone lose their marbles. Jack spent the rest of the afternoon delivering songs to confused office workers while avoiding the Ropers. He arrived home exhausted, his yellow feathers matted with sweat, but with $50 in tips. "I did it," Jack proclaimed, pulling off the chicken head. "I delivered a telegram to a man in a gorilla suit. It was like a family reunion." "Did Roper see you come back in?" Jonna asked, concerned. "I waited until he was busy yelling at a delivery man," Jack said. "But I think the chicken is retiring. Tomorrow, they want me to be a giant taco." "Well," Chrissy said, handing him a glass of water, "at least tacos don't have to migrate." Chapter 14, The Roommate Rebellion. "That's it. I've had it." Jonna Wood stood in the center of the living room, pointing a finger at a stray sock on the floor and an empty milk carton on the coffee table. Jack, who was trying to perfect a hollandaise sauce, didn't look up. "It's a milk carton. Jonna, it's not an invading army. It's the principle. Jack, I am the only one who cleans around here. From now on, things are going to change. I have drafted the roommate contract." She pulled out a 50-page document bound in a floral folder. Jack and Chrissy stared at it with mounting horror. "Rule number 1, Johnny read aloud. Dishes must be washed, dried, and put away within 10 minutes of consumption. Rule number 2, no singing disco in the shower before 8 a.m. Rule number 3, all hallway encounters must be conducted with a decibel level of no more than 30. 30 decibels. Chrissy asked, "Is that a whisper or a thought?" And rule number 47, Jonna continued, her eyes gleaming with authority. "Jack is prohibited from using garlic on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and alternate Fridays. A chef without garlic is like a landlord without a scowl." Jack protested. "I won't sign it." "Fine," Jonna said, crossing her arms. "Then I am on strike. No more flower arrangements for the living room. No more organizing your laundry. And definitely no more helping you hide from Roper." Jack and Chrissy shared a look. The rebellion was on. For the next 3 days, Apartment 201 became a battleground of passive aggression. Jack stopped cooking dinner for everyone, opting to eat sardines straight from the tin in his room. Chrissy stopped answering the phone, claiming the decibel rule prevented her from speaking. The living room began to look like a laundry hamper had exploded. The tension reached a climax when Stanley Roper showed up for a random inspection. "What is this?" Stanley asked, stepping over a pile of Jack's exercise equipment. "It looks like a hippie convention in here. And what's that smell? Is someone eating old fish?" Jonna, determined to stick to her strike, said nothing. She just sat on the sofa, staring at a wall. She's practicing her monastic silence, Jack explained, emerging from the kitchen with a sardine tail hanging out of his mouth. Very trendy in San Francisco, Stanley. Well, it's not trendy in my building. Clean this up or I'm raising the rent. As soon as the door slammed, the trio burst into laughter. They realized that a 50-page contract was useless compared to their shared chaos. Okay, maybe 30 decibels was a bit low, Shauna admitted, picking up the milk carton. And maybe I can skip the garlic on Tuesdays, Jack offered, but only the even-numbered ones. I just want to sing in the shower again. Chrissy sighed, whispering staying alive just isn't the same. They spent the evening cleaning the apartment together, the contract discarded in the trash can. In apartment 201, the only rule that really mattered was that they were in it together. Chapter 15, The Culinary Critic. Jack, you won't believe it. Shauna burst into the apartment, her eyes sparkling with excitement. A famous food critic, Mr. Barnaby Higgins, is in town. He was just in my flower shop buying a peace lily. Jack, who was currently wrestling with a particularly stubborn trout, nearly dropped his knife. Barnaby Higgins, the man whose reviews can make or break a restaurant with a single adjective. If he tastes my duck eel orange, I could be head chef at the Silver Spoon by next week. He's staying at the hotel around the corner, John added, and I overheard him saying he's looking for authentic, local flavors for his next column. Determined to catch the big fish, Jack hatched a plan that was 50% brilliance and 50% desperation. He would coincidentally bump into Higgins and invite him for a casual dinner. The plan went into action at the Regal Beagle. Jack donned his most professional-looking apron, the one without the gravy stains, and waited near the bar. When Higgins appeared, a man with a nose that seemed to be permanently sniffing for pretension, Jack pounced. Ah, Monsieur Higgins, what a delight to see a man of such refined palate in our humble watering hole. Half an hour of frantic flattery later, Higgins was seated in the living room of apartment 201. Jack had transformed the dining table into a gourmet oasis, complete with Jeanette's best floral centerpiece and Chrissy's most formal paper napkins. I hope you enjoy the Santa Monica surprise, Jack said, presenting a dish that smelled divine but looked slightly charred around the edges. The disaster struck when Chrissy, trying to be a perfect waitress, accidentally tripped over the puppy's water bowl. She launched a tray of appetizers directly into Higgins' lap. Oh, I am so sorry. I'm just practicing my aerodynamic service. Chrissy squealed. Higgins sat there, covered in paint, staring at Jack. Jack froze, waiting for the devastating review. But Higgins picked up a fallen shrimp, tasted it, and smiled. Monsieur Tripper, Higgins said, wiping a bit of mousse from his tie. The service is unpredictable, but the seasoning, truly authentic. It has the flavor of chaos. I love it. Jack got a rave review in the Sunday paper, though Higgins did mention that the wait staff should perhaps consider a career in professional wrestling. Chapter 6